in the book, Ideal Team Player, there are virtues that you really narrow in on. And this kind of becomes the center of everything that this book speaks to. Hungry, humble, and smart. And so before we go through all of this stuff, I want to start just by defining this. What does hungry look like? What does humble look like? What does smart look like? Because there's nuances to this that I think matter. And I even assumed a little bit, especially on smart. And you're like, no, it's actually a bit more like this. So can we start there? Can you just help define what these things even are?
Yeah, and let me just step back and say I discovered these slightly by accident. Years ago, I had my own department at a software company before I started my company. So we're almost at 28 years. And when we came up with our core values, that's what we had: humble, hungry, and smart. And we didn't know that this was actually geared towards something. And then after I started my own company as a management consulting firm, I'd go help other companies come up with core values, and they'd ask me about mine, and I'd say, we're humble, hungry, smart. And they go, yeah, we're going to use those too. And I'd be like, no, you're being lazy. You need your own. Come on. And they go, no, we like those. And I didn't understand why until one day we realized that those three things are what make a person a fabulous team player, which made sense because we were a teamwork company. And so there's a universal need for those three things. And what they mean is hunger is just, you're not a slacker. You have a strong work ethic. You want to go above and beyond. That doesn't mean you're a workaholic. In fact, workaholism is a separate thing. It means when in doubt, I want to do more. I like to look at how I can get even better. And I'm not a minimalist. I always go a little beyond what's needed. Because that's just a work ethic. So that's what hunger is.
And is that something that, like, I'm hungry for certain things? So maybe I'm hungry for certain types of jobs I do, but not hungry for others? Or just some people hungry and some people aren't? Is that just like...
That's a great question. There's different kinds of hunger. I love this question. You can be hungry because you just have a personality, like, I'm just a hard worker. Mm-hmm. And there's different personality profiles, and there are people that just like, I'm just always productive and I need to get something done. That's how they're wired.
We're addicted to it. I know, because anyway. Yeah.
Well, yes. And that becomes where it gets unhealthy.
Yeah, I know.
And then there's other hungry people that are hungry because they love being on a team and they don't want to let their team members down.
Right.
And so they might be like, well, I don't need to work hard, but I'm on a team and they need me. And so I want to be there for them. And so I don't want to let people down. And there's other people that are hungry because they just believe in the mission of what they're doing, right? And any of those can work as long as they're sustainable. But if none of them work, that person is not going to be a good person to be on your team.
There are for sure people that are just not hungry in this world. I have met many of them.
And there's, God bless them. They have a place, but it's not in a company that values teamwork because they're going to let people down and frustrate hard workers.
And what's cool to notice too is you're saying it's not just about being hungry or not, it's understanding the why behind the hunger and make sure that you have the environment that is going to instill that in them. Because they might be hungry for a totally different reason at a different career. You're like, great, you're a hungry person, but we don't really have that environment here. And then your hunger dies out.
Exactly. So understand that. Now, I think the most valuable one of those three is the team one. It's like, I don't want to be a slacker. I don't want to be that guy or gal on the team that runs less wind sprints after practice. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the person who leaves first knowing that somebody else is going to have to pick up my slack. And some people are not bothered by that. Most human beings with a good work ethic are like, I don't want to be the first to leave and the one that everybody knows does the least amount of work.
Yeah, I feel that every single day. As an owner of this business, I feel guilty if I'm not working 9 to 5 with my team. And then usually I'm working extra hours on top of that. But it's like, I feel like if everyone's doing it, like I got to be in it with them. So yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so that's hunger. That's good. So, and the next trait you have is humble. How would you describe this? Because I can just think of a humble person, right? But like, what are traits of this person? How do you smell this out? What is humble in your terms?
Well, a lot of people get this one wrong. Humility is people who are really other-centered first. They're not ego-driven. Mm-hmm. Now, but what they aren't also is falsely humble about their skills. So it's not humble to be really good at something and to deny that. Or to be self-deprecating all the time. And sometimes people say, oh man, she's really humble or he's really humble because he's always deflecting what he's done and he's always downplaying it. And he's like, I'm no good at this. That's actually a violation of humility. And it's often a self-esteem problem because humility is just recognizing that which is true and acknowledging it. C.S. Lewis, the wrote the Chronicles of Narnia and many other things. He once said, humility is not thinking less of yourself; it's thinking about yourself less.
Is it like more true objective view of the world? Like, do you have better? Yeah, like you have a good understanding of yourself and others in this world, and where each of us play our part, and not trying to just always center it from your perspective only. Is that a good way to put it?
It is. And let's just say you were fantastic at something. You had this God-given ability. You would say, oh yeah, I do. But we don't need to talk about that. But if you want to, I can. But I don't need attention for that. Let's talk about the team. Yeah. And when in doubt, I'd rather give credit to others and to us as a collective whole than bring that into myself.
Yeah, you're just stoked about the whole thing. You're stoked about yourself, exactly. Stoked about other people. It's just like, let's do this. Okay.
Yeah, it's not lacking confidence. In fact, confidence founded in truth is part of humility.